and welcome to episode 26 of our Team Lotus F1 Manager series as we are heading into Season 2 2025. Last episode we did a recap of 2024. That's done and dusted, it's all behind us, so let's crack on. 2025, there's no need to go through anything else. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, get involved in the comments, but let's push on to 2025 and start Season 2 with Team Lotus. Okay, so we have our new target. So the new season target for this year is 7th. That's actually where we finished last year. It was previously 9th, so they've bolstered that up a little bit, so that's absolutely fine. Long-term objective still remains to score points in 50% of the races. We've got 2 seasons left to do that. I still feel confident we might be able to achieve that this year. I'm hoping we'll achieve it this year anyway, so let's accept that. We're staying with Team Lotus, of course. So here we go. This is the new season objective, 7th or above. Long term, as we say, scoring points in 50% of the races. Balance we don't need to look at. 2025, we've already had a look at this in terms of the regulation changes on the last video. But just again, showing that we have overcome that deficit of the 2025 changes on chassis and side pods. Financial, shouldn't be any changes here, I believe, to the prize money. There is not. And sporting, the only difference is going to be the engine limit is reducing from 4 to 3. So all the things we already knew. Right, now we need to select our engine for the season. Now I want to go with a team with the best engine durability because there's only 3 engines instead of 4. And that is Mercedes. So we're currently with Renault. Power is 80, Mercedes is 90, so we'll get a 10-point increase on that. Durability 73, that's going up to 80, so we're increasing 7 on that. ERS 62, gearbox 55, so it increases on that. The only good thing that Renault had was fuel efficiency, so it's halved with Mercedes, so that's the only thing that we'll have to take into account. But I wanted to go with the supplier with the best engine durability, as I say, because engines are reducing from 4 to 3, so it looks like that's going to be Mercedes. So we are now Team Lotus Mercedes for 2025. Okay, so we've got 57 days till we kick off the season in Bahrain. This is how the base car performance is looking. Not bad at all compared to where we started last year, is it? We're 11th on low speed, medium speed, 9th in high speed, 13th dirty air tolerance, 5th on tyre preservation, 9th on engine cooling, total weight. We'll get that down very quickly anyway because of the upgrades that we'll do before Bahrain. DRS effectiveness, we're actually 1st, acceleration and top speed. Ooh, very good. I think that engine has certainly helped with Mercedes coming in. Yeah, we're in very good very good stead there, aren't we, to start the season? So we're going to do a lot of development work before we get into the season. So this could be a very promising season if, yeah, this is accurate. Right, so we need our sponsor negotiation, so we need to agree a new title sponsor. So we're up front 18 million. Race day is 5. Engagement's 21. Cisco is 19 up front. Engagement's less, which actually I like. Race day is more. I think I'm going to go with Cisco. Although the engagement is... Yeah, I'm going to go with Cisco. So we'll get 19.2 million up front, 9 million from engagement, and 16 million depending on our race performance. Alright, let's go with that as well. So that's our sponsorship confirmed. So we should see our bank balance go up, hopefully, now. Right, and now we need to jump in and change our livery and driver suit for the year. So we'll get into that and then we'll show you the result. Right, so this is the new racing suit, the driving suits for this year. So a little bit of an update, not too dissimilar. Few sponsorship changes. We've put Cisco, who's the title sponsor, prominent in the middle there. But this is our racing suits for this year. And then our livery. So this was last year's. We've made a slight change. We've got a bit more green on the car. So this is last year's. This is what we're moving towards this year. This is this year's livery. A slight difference. Keeping with the main colour theme. That's this year. As I say, this was last year's. We just hide the UI. There you go. That's last year's. And this is this year's. Of course, we still have this one, which we ran in Monaco as a special livery. So we like this one. We can obviously bring that one back as well. But this is what we're going for. And again, we've got Cisco as the main sponsor on there. We've changed some of the sponsorship up. Different design and a bit more green on the car. So that's the livery for 2025. That's what we're going with. Okay, so livery is set. Overalls are set. Now we can jump into some development work with 65 days to go until the season opener in Melbourne. So we've just updated that to have the actual 2025 calendar. So we will start in Australia, as will Formula 1 in 2025. Back to Australia. That's how I always remember Formula 1. The opener was always in Australia when I was a young boy. So glad to see that back, and we're replicating it in the game. What I did want to do is look at our drivers and staff just to check everything has gone through. So we can see Daniel Ricciardo and Liam Lawson, so that's good to see. But we should have Pierre in as our technical chief, and we've got Peter in as head of aero. So massive gains for our staff here. That's going to have a good impact. Nicole Daniels, as I say, we've still got her. She's got a couple of years left, so we may replace her as the sporting director as the season goes on. At the moment, no rush to do that. So let's get into some development work. And as I say, looking at the analysis, the car is shaping up very well. Let's see what we can do to improve that car even further before the first race of the year. So we'll go for an underfloor first of all. Well, we've got 61 days, 65 days until that first period. So we'll use a fair bit on the underfloor. And where are we? Oh, speed. Minimum lifespan can come right down. We'll go 2 to 4 on that. Going to lose some on dirty air tolerance, but I'm not too bothered about that. So let's go for that. 1 engineer, normal, 33 days. Cost of $1 million. How much have we got in the bank? We've got $21 million, so that's absolutely fine. Let's get that first design underway. Right, let's go for a front wing as well. And 1.5, and we'll do 22 wind tunnel hours. And again, I just want to focus on that low speed more than anything. And bring the minimum lifespan down again. Not as much on the front wing, because it can go to 1 to 2. So probably go 1 to 3 for now, because we will likely replace this front wing design anyway. Tyre preservation was pretty good, but we probably don't want to lose too much on that. So let's go for that. 1 engineer again, normal, 44 days, cost $1.8 million. And then we'll also just want to have a look actually what. So DRS is very good. Top speed is pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll go side pods. Oh, we need to put these on. We'll put the remaining CFD and wind tunnel hours on. And lifespan can come right down. Let's go something like that. That's going to be 1 engineer again. Normal, 33 days, cost of $1 million. That's all the design work I want to do at the moment. So we've got 33 days until the underfloor and side pods complete, 44 days until the front wing. So what have we got here? We've got the survey. So Daniel Ricciardo's enthusiastic. Liam Lawson attitude very unhappy. Pierre Hamlin's unhappy. Matthew Ogle's very unhappy. So is Pierre, and so is Peter. Nicole is, and our affiliates are all neutral. We'll have a look into that. What's Pierre saying? I'd like to put more resources towards the underfloor, complete it sooner. Okay, so we can reduce it by about a week, it looks like, by paying some overtime. Let's happily do that. So yeah, we've got Arvid Lindblad, F3 of High Tech, Franco F2 of Campos, Aurelia Nobles is not in F2 or F3 at the moment, and also our 2 female affiliates who we started the career with, a lot lower ranked at the moment. They're also in F3, so we'll keep an eye out on their results. We also looked at, obviously, the staff members we've got in place. What we didn't look at is, obviously, Matthew Ogle is retained. He is now Liam Lawson's race engineer, but Pierre Hamlin is in. So we'll actually have voice lines with Daniel Ricciardo's engineer as well. Right, before we look at that happiness mentality, should I say, let's look at the Formula 1 roster then. Here we go. So no surprise on the left here. Lewis Hamilton hard-coded into the game. He is going to be in the Ferrari with Charles Leclerc. But Red Bull, Carlos Sainz, who departs Ferrari, has gone straight into that Red Bull. So Perez is out. Carlos Sainz will partner Max Verstappen at Red Bull this season. Now McLaren and Mercedes, no surprises there. It's Lando Norris in car 1. George Russell steps up to car 1 for Mercedes. What about car 2? Oscar Piastri for McLaren. But it is the return. The mullet man. Bottas is back in Mercedes. So Bottas will drive for Mercedes this year. Aston Martin RB. Okay, so we've got a change there straight away in terms of the RB. Nico Hulkenberg goes to RB. I'm away from the Red Bull family and Nico gets the drive there. Fernando remains in the Aston Martin. Is he still with Lance Stroll? No, he is not. Somehow K-Mag has butchered his way into the drive of the Aston Martin. So K-Mag is in the Aston Martin. Yuki Tsunoda stays with RB for another year. Team Lotus. Daniel Ricciardo. We know our drivers. Daniel Ricciardo, but we will see Liam Lawson there shortly. Williams. Sergio Perez. So Perez, who is replaced by Carlos Sainz in our game at Red Bull. Sainz going to Williams in 2025, but in our save, it's going to be Sergio Perez to lead the Williams drivers. What about car 2? Ocon. So Perez and Ocon. Where is Alex Albon then? So Perez and Ocon in at Williams. As I say, our driver lineup. Daniel Ricciardo retained. Liam Lawson now in car 2 in replacing, should I say, Mick Schumacher. Alpine. And Kick Sauber. So Stroll remains on the grid. He's had a fallout with his dad and he's now driving for Kick Sauber. And Stoffel van Dorn returns to Formula 1 in the Alpine. And Drugovich is the second driver in Alpine. Drugovich gets a drive in Formula 1 and Pierre Gasly leaves Alpine to go to Kick Sauber. What about lovely Haas? What have they done? Here we go, the final team then. Haas, Zhou Guanyu leaves Kick, goes to Haas. Who is the final driver on the grid for 2025? It is Théo Pourchaire. Well, that's a good signing for Haas, certainly. So there's no Alex Albon on the grid, is there? I'm trying to think who else we've lost. So Hulkenberg and K-Mag are on the grid. Zhou and Bottas still on the grid from what was Sauber. Alpine, Gasly and Ocon are still there. So we obviously lost Franco Colapinto and Albon. So both Williams drivers are no longer on the grid. So Albon is without a drive. Could Albon be a driver for us for next season potentially? But yeah, Albon, very unfortunate, won't have a drive in 2025. So Albon and Franco Colapinto not retained. We knew about Colapinto. We've got him as affiliate. Mick Schumacher, of course, not retained. So that's 3 drivers. RB, Tsunoda and Correa. So Correa is the 4th driver not to be on the grid, which we had in 2024. So Correa no longer on the grid. Both Aston Martin drivers, Stroll and Alonso still on the grid. Russell and Hamilton still on the grid. Both McLaren still on the grid. Both Red Bulls and both Ferraris. So yeah, it's Correa, Albon, Colapinto and Mick Schumacher that leave the grid. And newcomers are Liam Lawson, Drugovich, Théo Pourchaire and Stoffel van Dorn. So 4 drivers out, 4 drivers in. And that is our 2025 lineup. Now, we wanted to look the mentality. So who's negative? Here is very negative. Let's look at the full report here. So Pierre is demoralised. Car performance, other staff, drivers, facilities. So yeah, he's just not happy where we're at the moment. So let's see if we can improve some of those things. Obviously, Pierre and Peter are used to winning, so they're probably going to be more unhappy than the rest of our team. Oh, lovely. Another new staff member up already. Pierre Hamlin goes from 83 to 84. We love to see it. Okay, then one of our first designs, our side pods are completed. So let's get the manufacturing underway for those. How long until Melbourne? 32 days. So we'll just go for 3 for now. We'll have 1 spare because we'll be doing more development work. All right, let's get some design work underway. Chassis, we've used all our CFD time, but that's fine. Let's go with that. 1 engineer. Let's get a suspension underway as well. Let's go with that one. One engineer again, 1,033 days. So we're maxed out on designs now. Oh, there we go. Franco Colapinto up to 71 overall now. Underfloor is completed, so let us manufacture that. I'm going to go for 2 for now, because I will do another underfloor as well in terms of design. So I'm just going to go for 2 underfloors. And we'll also get a rear wing underway. Just go for that. Again, 1 engineer, 44 days. That one, 1.8 million. So plenty of design now underway. New front wing is done. We will design 3 of those because they're more likely to potentially break before we get some more done. I'm not going to design any more now until we get the new ATR period, because I want to get that ATR hours, CFD and wind tunnel hours on the underfloor. So some good improvements here for our affiliates. These are our 2 older affiliates, but Lindblad now has improved. He's 63 overall. He's gone up 1 on defending, 1 on accuracy. Franco Colapinto up to 71. He's gone up 1 on braking. And Aurelia Nobles has gone up to 52 on reactions. No update on our drivers. Right, now we want to get some rests in here really for the upcoming races, because we want to limit, of course, our mistakes. So let's put a couple of rests in there. That make a difference? No, so that's fine. See if I can get a rest in here to make a difference. 35. Is that making a difference? I don't think it is it? Still 35. Gym training. Yeah, that makes a difference. So let's keep the rest in there. Right, we definitely need to get some rests in here. Right, let's go with that then. So that's our pit crew training sorted for this month. Bit hectic with 3 races. So in total, there is going to be a slight increase in the chance of mistake. Pit stop time is going to stay the same. So our normal pit stop on average is 2.5. So we'd like to continue to get that down across the season. We are going to lose some time here actually. So what we probably do want to change is there must be some work going on jacks here. That is. So you probably just want to change that. And we can... if we go balanced, actually. There we go. They're only losing 1 there, so that's fine. So we're losing a bit of statistics there, but we have gained over that sort of winter, so that's fine. But also on cumulative tab, when we get to Australia, well rested, tired on the Sunday. Again, just moving to tired on the Sunday in China, and then moving to tired again in Japan. So that's the best we can do pit crew training wise. Right, we've got a new ATR period starting. So what I wanted to do is design a new underfloor. We'll whack some more of this on here. Let's go with that. I'll go 1 engineer, normal again. That's going to be another 33 days for $1 million. And looks like that's going to be it now for our design work. We'll have a couple more designs complete after the Australian Grand Prix. So car analysis now. This is where we're sitting. I haven't put the new parts on the car yet. So currently 15th low speed, 13th medium speed, 9th on high speed. They're the main ones we're looking at really. So let's have a look when we now change over to these. New side pods, new front wing, and a new underfloor. Right, with those new parts on the car, let's have a look where we sit now. And there you go. We have improved. So we are 9th on low speed, 11th medium speed, 9th on high speed. Total weight has come down. Engine cooling 9. Dirty air tolerance could be improved. Acceleration could be improved. But we've got the rear wing and things coming, which will help. So where we started last season, it is, you know, a much better improvement. We're probably sitting as the 6th best team, I'd say, on the grid. On average, 5th to 6th. We started last season 11th very much last, and we worked our way up to 7th. So to start 5th, 6th, you know, by summer, we could potentially, depending how big the gap is on the cards ahead of us, hopefully be pushing on for those podium places. But it looks good to start getting points early on in this season. So I'm very happy with that. And as I say, we've got stacked design work underway for the rest of this early part of the season. And as I say, we have got 2 designs finishing in 5 days, which will come just after Australia. So we could do some emergency manufacture to get on the car for China. We've got good money this season, it looks like. So yeah, all looking pretty good for us at this stage, as we will hopefully be heading to Australia very soon. Here we go then, starting the season in Australia. Let's set our race targets. Let's go optimistic for the first race, shall we? 13th for Danny Rick and 14th for Liam Lawson on his debut for Team Lotus as we head to Australia and begin practice for the first race of 2025. Here we go then, the new car out of the garage, the new livery, and Liam Lawson, the new driver, gets us underway in this first practice session. Let's get Ricardo out as well and hunt down, hopefully, a perfect setup for this first race weekend of the season.
Yeah, copy, loud and clear.
There we have it then, first practice session of 2025 is done and dusted in Australia, and Danny Rick, really good session, 100% track acclimatization, 100% on his setup as well. Obviously not there with the car parts, lots of new parts on the car, so that is for Danny Rick and Liam Lawson to learn, so they get that both up to 76%. So Danny Rick has a good drive preparation of 93%. Liam Lawson, we got 4 out of 5 on the final bit of feedback. We were literally a minute or 2 getting the final one, so I think he'll be around. He may not have got his setup to quite 100%. I think his driver prep will go to about 90-91% once we jump into qualifying, which is coming next.
Yep, loud and clear.
Sent them out a little bit close there, but let's get a... Actually, let's look at...
Yep, radio is good, it's good.
It's actually going to get wetter, so best to go out now. So yeah, new season. Magella McCarthy, thanks for the follow. Yeah, new season, and as I say, last year, we started the season, the opening race in Bahrain, we were 2 seconds off Q2, so hopefully much better this time. Evening, Callie. This is my second account. My other is Lookout, in case you wondered. Love the new look. Oh, no worries. Thanks for dropping in again, buddy. Yeah, this is the new livery. Slightly different. Slightly different for this year. But anyway, let's forward on and get these banker laps in. As I say, hopefully a much better start this year than last year, as Lawson goes quicker.
So that was a good lap.
And we actually have an engineer talking to us this year for Ricardo as well. Here Hamlin has been brought into the team as Danny Rick's race engineer. Matthew Ogle, who we had last year, remains on a second car, but no longer Mick Schumacher. It is now Liam Lawson, of course. I'm going to take a risk here in this first quali session and not go out. Oh, look at that time from Lawson. What's going on there? That's magnificent for us. My checkered flag is going to come out shortly. And we are through. Well, that's easy work. That's a nice little start to 2025. It is wet, though, so I don't know how accurate that was, because last year in the wet, our car was pretty good. There's no point really going out, I don't think, until it dries out a bit. Let's wait and see. Should start to dry out after this little spell here. Which it is. Is it going to dry out enough for dry tyres? I think it might do, you know. Lawson getting out of the way of some traffic. Ricardo will have to get out of the way as well. No, he's going to start his lap. So, oh, he got out of the way. That's going to cost some straight line speed. That's not ideal, Danny Rick. I should have just not got out of the way there. Race suits have bugged out. They're not our actual race suits, so I'm not sure what's happened there. We now got to get Alonso to get out of the way, and he's not. So that's...
Got some traffic, so...
I think that's pretty much ruined Ricardo's run there. Straight line speed, he got out of the way on the straight, so he wouldn't have had the greatest of top speed to start his lap, and then he got bogged down behind Alonso there. So not great at all for us. green sector, of course, because he haven't set a time yet in Q2. It's a 26.9, but it's 26 flat for Lawson, who goes purple. But, of course, he's one of the first dry tyre runners, so let's not get too excited. But can compare him. Danny Rick's lost about a second in that first sector. McLaren out of the way nicely for Lawson, at least. Didn't actually see on Ricciardo's end, but Ricciardo's going to struggle, I think, to get through to Q3. Purple again from Lawson, but of course, as I say, there are others to come through these timings. But Liam Lawson is starting his career here in Team Lotus very well indeed. So it's going to be Danny Rick across the line first. Bit of traffic, so I think that's going to cost him. Goes second, but of course we're waiting for others to set times on... Oh, actually, we're not, because these are all finished. They didn't actually set a time. I don't know what's gone on there. But Ricciardo, by virtue of these Inters not setting a time on soft compound tyres, we've got a mixed up Q3. Lawson sets the quickest time. Bit of traffic, it looks like there. Lawson's passed it. Oh, Danny Rick's caught again there. That's frustrating again for Daniel Ricciardo. What's an F1 driver's favourite type of music? Go on, UV. Hit me with it. Heavy metal, they love those high-speed crash cymbals. Oh dear, UV. Oh dear. Right. Ricciardo, we are, not going to see that lap through. We're going to abandon that lap. Had traffic again. Liam Lawson, though, we will see through this lap. So it is going to get gradually wetter, so this will probably be the best time to set a lap. See, Ricciardo, we're going to have to get in and back out very quickly. Definitely like this part of the car better than last year. Here we go then, rounding this final corner. What can Liam Lawson do here in Q3? It's still damp at 2.06. That's not changed very much, so Danny Rick might be okay. Lawson setting his time now. And he's 7 tenths off Charles Leclerc, so that's more what we would expect, really.
Guys, pull on your way in, please.
Let's get Danny Rick in and out. George Russell is currently on provisional pole. Oscar Piastri second, 2 Ferraris, then Bottas, Norris, and then Lawson in 7th. What a start to his Team Lotus career that would be, to qualify 7th on debut here in Australia. Ricciardo's going to go green, of course, because, again, he's not set a proper time here in Q3. Let's forward Ricciardo on then, because I don't think it's going to make a big difference this lap, but we'll see. See what he does as he come across the line. Here we go then. Daniel Ricciardo, he'll improve, but does he go anywhere? No, he doesn't. So,
Currently P10.
Getting wetter out there, and therefore
right away, please.
Struggling to set the times. But it looks like Daniel Ricciardo is going to qualify P10. Is anyone going to go quicker than Liam Lawson here on their second runs? Basically, Alonso and Ocon we're looking at, aren't we? Can't see them going quicker, to be honest with you, but we'll see. I think we're looking pretty good for P7 with Liam Lawson on debut here. But if you're jumping into the stream, you like the content, please do smash a like on the video. It really helps me out, as we have finished Q3. And it is, in fact, a P7 for Liam Lawson then. So as we said, George Russell on pole for Mercedes. Oscar Piastri second. Lewis Hamilton now in the Ferrari third. Charles Leclerc fourth. Valtteri Bottas fifth. Lando Norris sixth. Liam Lawson on debut for Team Lotus in 7th, Ocon 8th, Fernando Alonso 9th, and Daniel Ricciardo 10th. So both drivers in the top 10. Both Red Bulls actually went out in Q2. I think that was more of a problem of not actually setting a time. So I don't think Red Bull have suddenly dropped off the pace here in 2025. So we're going to have a couple of cars, quicker cars behind us. But we have got a chance here of points for the first race of the season. So is there going to be any rain, first of all? Let's check that. No, not going to be any rain. So let us have a look what we want to do here. All right, let's go with that then. Medium, medium, soft for Danny Rick. Actually, not that. We want to go there. Yeah, medium, medium, soft for Danny Rick. That is quicker than what they're suggesting, so we'll go with that. So Danny Rick, both of them are on a 2-stopper. Danny Rick is going to go medium, medium, soft. Lawson is going to go hard, medium, soft. And Lawson is going to start in 7th. Danny Rick starting in 10th. So we start in the top 10 with both drivers. With that said, let's jump in and start this Australian Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. First race of 2025. It looks like it's starting well for us in the top 10. But we've got a couple of quick Red Bulls behind us. George Russell then starts us off in Australia. Let's see how we go. And Lawson looking to make a move on Lando. Ricciardo looks like he's lost a couple of positions. So Lawson having a pretty good start. Ricciardo having a pretty poor start. Lawson remains in 7th. And Ricciardo's got back past Ocon. Ocon must have had an error because Ocon is now last. Ocon forced out wide and then obviously has struggled to rejoin the track. So Danny Rick makes up a position there.
I can do it.
Long way to go.
Right, so Lawson is still 7th.
You're looking after your tyres.
You've got the Haas of Teo Portier in the top 10 as well. Alonso pushing. What's the tyres? Alonso is on the soft, so probably expecting Alonso to get past us here, which he does. In fact, Lawson is the only driver on the hards there.
Come on.
And Ricciardo, yeah, has got Hulkenberg ahead of him on soft. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. Wilf, hello, buddy. Hope you're well.
DRS enabled. DRS enabled. So currently P11. On next one is Hulkenberg.
Yeah, Lawson is going to be very slow at this phase.
Okay, Sainz coming now.
So we've got the 2 Red Bulls behind Ricciardo now. Carlos Sainz is ahead of his teammate Max Verstappen. Is Sainz going to be putting up a better fight than Perez did last year? Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion though, not the best of starts for him this year. Bogged down in 13th. Lawson really needs to stay in that DRS. We're giving him everything apart from attack, so we'll try. We just about got DRS there, but I don't think we'll get it on the next one. Bottas.
Honestly, I don't think we can do much more.
Keep your head down.
Look at this up front. Battling away there. Lawson has been able to catch back up there. It all got a bit bogged down. We've used so much battery in this early phase.
Copy.
We've just harvested into that first corner.
Copy that. Charger.
Understood.
Here we go. Right, should be able to settle down into this strategy now. Right, let's have a look at tyre life. So Lawson's still okay. Yeah, I don't think these soft. I think these soft runners may not even be on standard here. I think they might be on light or conserve. Lawson's still staying in that DRS. He's getting a nice gap here as Lawson. He's got 3 seconds to Teo Portier. As Verstappen is sending one back up at the inside of Sainz. Sainz and Verstappen battling away behind Ricciardo, but they're losing a lot of time with the 2 Red Bulls. They'll probably buy out Haas in the end. Yeah, you can see that happening. Although Haas have not had a bad season, to be fair to them. Right, here we go. Hulkenberg's lost DRS on Teo Pourchaire, so this should give Daniel Ricciardo the opportunity. It does indeed, and we force Hulkenberg out there as well, which loses him a place to Verstappen. But Verstappen is probably going to be very quickly onto Ricciardo now. So yeah, Ricciardo DRS, but I don't know if we'll see it on the replay, but Hulkenberg got out wide here. Yeah, lost time and Verstappen easy overtake. It's hard to overtake through this section of the track though. This next one though is easier and we're not going to have DRS, so I think this is going to be pretty pointless there.
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
Okay.
And there we go, Verstappen is finally past Ricciardo. But there's a good chance for a point here in our first race of the season. Even if Verstappen and Sainz get up here, Lawson would still be running in a net 10th place.
Honestly, I don't think we could do much more.
Sainz has cleared Ricciardo.
Hülkenberg behind.
And this is an almighty DRS train and a battle. And it looks like the rest of this pack is being dragged along by Max. So this is now going to go back to a DRS train from Alonso down to Drugovich. So 4th to 18th. So this is just an absolute hell of a DRS train here.
Okay. Alrighty.
As Ricciardo and Sainz continue to swap positions. Pourchaire looked a little bit wide there.
So we just have to get head
So he
down.
might be under pressure from Sainz and Ricciardo here. Ricciardo's not going to be able to make it though.
On way to as best as we can, okay?
Perez, what a miserable debut in the Williams for Perez. Last with a bit of damage. Struggling out there. We've used the tyre life a little bit more on Daniel Ricciardo's side. So Daniel Ricciardo's probably going to have to come in a little bit earlier than that, as he has finally got past Teo Pourchaire.
Action through turn 5. It's certainly inviting.
I think Lawson's done a pretty good job, especially being on a slower tyre.
Yeah, copy.
Now we're at a DRS, so this should be Carlos Sainz, sorry, who's ahead of us. Carlos Sainz moves ahead of Liam Lawson then. And now just Max Verstappen between Ricciardo and Lawson here. So Lawson again, it's going to be Verstappen making his way past us here. Oh, and Danny Rick. That's a lovely move actually from Daniel Ricciardo. He's just taken Liam Lawson around the outside there.
Here we are, we're looking at turn 11.
Oh, we want to see it from Ricciardo's point of view, but Ricciardo swung around the outside here. Yeah, that's not the greatest of replays, but that was a good move from Ricciardo. Well, I'm just going to ask Lawson not to fight him because I don't want to lose any positions. If we can just stay in the DRS. Steve, how Red Bull P10? It was a wet qualifying, so they both went out in Q2 because they didn't set a representative time, basically. So their pace is quicker, but Ricciardo has dumped Verstappen onto the grass there, and Lawson will take that as well. Ricciardo against his ex-teammate there.
They're doing a very good job.
And Verstappen's losing a lot of time now to his new teammate, Carlos Sainz. Here we go, look, run Max Verstappen out of road. And, yeah, he lost a lot of pace there, Verstappen. As I say, he's now nearly 4 seconds behind his teammate, Carlos Sainz. Charles leads the race, Piastri second, Russell third, who started on pole, Norris fourth, Hamilton fifth. Starting to settle down now. What we really want to do is we've got a yellow flag. Our drives are okay. The Hulkenberg.
Approaching yellow flag.
Still yellow. It's Perez. Perez having a nightmare debut for Williams. Oh, just avoids the wall.
Went off there.
So Perez wrecking his tyres, no doubt there. Right, so Max is behind us, but he's not really in our fight. We kind of need Max to clear us, and then we can just pull away with Max and break this DRS to Teo Pourchaire and the rest of the pack, really. That's ideally what we want to happen. We're not going to get these tyres to lap 21 with Ricciardo, though. As Max making the move on Lawson, but Lawson says no, thank you, Max. Obviously, Lawson might be susceptible to an overtake because we've asked him not to overtake Ricciardo here. Oh, he's going to force... Oh, Max. Max has forced Lawson out wide there, so Lawson's lost a lot of time. That's typical Max for you there.
We should be able to take a look here. Right, so
although we did do it to him a little while ago, to be fair.
The opportunity's there.
Yeah, bogged down on the grass there. That's not great. Right, so Ricciardo is 9th. Lawson's now down in 13th, which isn't great. But we'll see how the rest of the race goes. Team is a midfield team, right? Oh, Charles had a problem there. What's going on here? The race leader.
2 secs. There's been a crash. And it was involving Leclerc this time.
Says second, but he was leading the race before this incident.
Yeah,
oh,
that's the moment
that
of
is...
impact. And the car
that's an odd one. Charles got to pit because of that. Piastri pits anyway. Charles stays out. He's got big damage. Surprising there. Right, Ricciardo's going to jump into the pits. We're hoping to get an undercut on this little group of cars we're stuck with. Charles is pitting now. It's a new front wing for him. First pit stop of 2025 then. And it's not bad at all. 2.5, and we're 7th in the pit lane now.
Fighting pit exit.
That's where is Ricciardo going to filter out, hopefully ahead of these 2 RBs. We are indeed. Those RBs, one of them is pitted. Tsunoda hasn't.
Next car is Max.
Piastri's past Lawson. Piastri's just pitted though, hasn't he?
Yeah. Behind.
Right, lap 21 we're trying to get to with Lawson. Again, that might be a bit of a difficulty. Hopefully this DRS train gets broken up a bit now. 2.6, not the best, but no mistakes there. Ricciardo should be comfortably clear, I think, of Lawson. Has Pourchaire just come out of the pits there? He has, hasn't he? Come on, Daniel, let's get past him here. Need to try and break some of this DRS. We're somehow down to 17th with Lawson after that pit stop. George Russell's had a lock-up in second place. He's a long way off first now, though.
Things were going smoothly.
Looks like he's out all on his own anyway.
But that's just the risk you take. The later you leave it.
Oh, he's going to have those Ferraris all over the back of him now. Which he has indeed. That's an almighty train now from Russell. Piastri's got a lovely lead out front. It's Oscar Piastri on his way to winning his home race here in Australia. And yeah, this is just... I don't know what to do with Lawson here because we're just going to go back and forwards in this DRS train. So, yeah, you haven't missed it. Just not out yet. That'll be out very soon, though. I think Stroll father by Sauber. I think he's disowned his son. I think that's what's happened out here. I think Lawrence Stroll has realised that he can't win a... Well, actually, I was going to say he can't win a championship with his son in his car, but he has hired Kevin Magnussen in the Aston Martin, so... Right. What can we do with Lawson here? Do we go for this free stopper? I feel we might have to, you know, a little bit different.
No more management.
I think we need to do something a little bit different here with Lawson. Because he has had good pace in that car. Let me just pit and get out of this. It's probably going to be a lot. Well, it's not too much slower. I think we just pit and get out of this. I'm just going to try undercut. Because we're just not going anywhere. We've got to try something a little bit different.
Copy box.
So let's hopefully get some free air, or at least a driver that we can overtake and give him some free air here. I felt we've got to try something at least. 2.4, that's the best pit stop of our day so far, so we take that. Oh God. Tsunoda and Drugovich, though, are in their own DRS battle, but they're going to be quite a bit up the road. And they are going to pit relatively soon, you'd hope, next 5 to 10 laps. 6 seconds on them. Yeah, Drugovich is falling away and Tsunoda pits, so that's job done there. So is this going to work for Tsunoda? For Lawson, sorry. Are we going to get a nice undercut? Basically on the battle with K-Mag, who now heads that train. As we're within the DRS of Drugovich now. This should be pretty simple, though. Last lap for Lawson, 122.2. Magnussen, 122.9, 122.8. Stroll was good, but we're about 7 tenths quicker than that pack at the moment. There we go. Liam Lawson then does take Drugovich for 18th. And we've now got 5 seconds to Ocon, who will be staying out because he's on 60% tyre life. And here we go then. Lawson gets the move done on Ocon. Now it's Zhou and Gasly next up, but they should, with any luck, jump into the pits and get out of our way. So this is working very nicely at the moment. Although we're going to catch Zhou now because our pace is just so superior. But again, I think we'll be able to get past pretty easily here. But yeah, I can't actually tell who's starting this season with the out-and-out pace. I still feel it is most likely Red Bull, because obviously Sainz and Verstappen are in Q2, knocked out of Q2. Yellow flag, bit worried it's us, but it's not. Stoffel Van Dorn has a lock-up, who's last.
But here we are following the Alpine.
All on his own.
Things look fine here. The wheels just lock up there. By that point...
Oh, there you have it. Yeah, I still feel Red Bull might have the out-and-out pace this year. As Ocon's trying to come back at us because we're getting stuck behind Zhou here because Zhou is so slow. I bet we've lost a lot of time there, but we are finally past him. Hopefully Gasly gets out. Pourchaire and Magnussen pit, so it's more Magnussen that we're concentrating on here. But yeah, I feel Red Bull might be the pace setters here, but they got knocked out in Q2 because of the weather, so we haven't seen their true pace here, but they are now up to 5th and 6th. So we are going to comfortably clear Magnussen and Pourchaire. Oh, please don't get past us, Ocon. Where's Ocon's pace suddenly come from? Wouldn't mind Ocon getting past us here, that's fine. We'll take that, because what we can do is get past him unless he gets into Stroll's DRS, and that'll be an absolute nightmare if he does, and he is. Oh, please come into the pit, Stroll. Oh, no. This is going to stunt our progress a little bit. Ocon suddenly got blistering pace, though. Maybe he's pushing on some battery. Ricciardo currently up to 9th, but of course he is stopping again, so we would expect that to go back to 10th. Red Bull declined starting already in this F1 Manager 24 Team Career Mode, yeah. No, I think they've got pretty good pace, to be fair. They were just unlucky to get knocked out in Q2. Because they're now on a net pit stop with all of these. And they're actually close. So Red Bull could still actually win this race. And they started in, I think it was 11th from 12th, maybe lower down than that. All right, come on, Lawson. This is Stroll causing us issues again. Go on, Lawson. Send it this time. There we go.
Yep, understood.
I like having Pierre Hamlin in our ear. It just calms me. Right, this is where we can... Oh, we want to go back to standard there. This is where we can. If we can get this move done, we can build that 1 second gap on Ocon. Stroll does finally pit.
Okay, copy.
Right, this is where we can use the pace, because we get a second helping of DRS here, plus use the battery. We basically need to build a second to Ocon here before we get to the next DRS zone. Of course, there's 4 DRS zones around Melbourne, so that's why it's so hard to pull away here. Hopefully, we've done it there now. 1.4... Yeah, 1.5 seconds, so hopefully that'll be job done now. Ricardo in first. As I say, very nice to see us not at the very end of the pit lane. Look at us, near enough in the middle there. 7th on the pit lane. Slow stop here on the rear right. He'll get away with it though. Danny Ricks, he's got comfortable space.
Okay. Alrighty.
Danny Rick exits the pit. Liam Lawson enters the pit. Hopefully he doesn't have a pit stop issue.
Reminder throttle on pit exit. So currently in pit 10.
2.8, pretty slow stop, but it wasn't a mistake in there. Now, where does Lawson filter out here? Yeah, so as I say, unfortunately, we're going to be soon on this gaggle of cars again.
14 laps.
Charles Leclerc's got a puncture. What's going on here? Has he just stayed out too long? Yeah, he'd not stopped yet as Charles. So Charles got a puncture. Is this going to bring Ricardo into play? Sorry, I know we should be watching Lawson here, but we're looking at leader there. What's the interval? I think Charles going to have such good pace though. Oh, actually, no, he's got to pit. He's got to make the stop. Yeah, this could be another position here for Ricardo. It's 14 seconds. Of course, Charles got to get in the pit stop, get out and close Ricardo. I think this is going to be quite easily 9th place for Ricardo here. Charles is limping back to the pits. Ricardo's near enough past him. There's Charles, but we're now about to clear him, so he's going to be a long way back. So that should be a position gain for Danny Rick, you'd feel. Verstappen and Sainz at risk of a puncture as well. They're going very long on those tyres. Right, and we're back to the old usual here, which is just... It's down to you now, Lawson. You need to be aggressive with these overtakes. It's the only way you're going to make this work. You've got to make some moves, Liam. You're going to have to stick your nose down the inside, my boy. Doesn't fancy it though, does he, at the moment? Charles is out, but he's behind Portier. He's 14 seconds back. He's got to go, yeah, a second and a bit quicker than Ricardo. So Ricardo's looking pretty good for 9th now. Struggling. You're struggling there. Right, finally, Lawson's made a move on Hulkenberg. That's one done, but we used a lot of battery there. So we're just going to have to hope he can pick a couple more off. We've got a virtual safety car.
VSC.
It's Stoffel Van Dorn, who's had a bit of an awful debut.
This is turn 6.
Jaden, hi, Yuki. You think Yuki's going to come out on top of that battle?
I'm unable to do anything about that crash. And they'll have to pick themselves up after
Oh,
that.
Stoffel couldn't slow it down. How's Liam Lawson getting on? We're up to 16th.
Push.
Understood.
Lawson's got past Sonoda
Right
there,
You can take a look now.
which we
Right, let's
missed.
follow the action now.
Oh,
and
not a
turn
rear wing
They
camera
decide
angle.
to give it a go.
A good move. Or forces him out a little bit. What do you think about the 2026 F1 cars? To be honest with you, I'm not bothered about them. Hold on, let's just see this through. Liam Lawson, can he make... He's struggling. He can't get past those bloody kick salvers, can he? He's going green, is Danny Rick, not purple. Yeah, I'm not bothered about the 2026 cars just because I feel the regulations need longer. As I say, we saw this, when was it, the end of 2022? Where are we now? 20? I forget the years now. But we saw at the last regulations, obviously, the battle between Max and Lewis, but also, you know, McLaren, Ferrari, we're all getting closer. We're seeing it again with these regulations. Obviously, McLaren fighting Red Bull, but Ferrari and Mercedes are in there. And next year is going to be an evolution, this car, so you would expect the packs to be even closer. 2026 may mean that we get another outlier. You know, Red Bull may nail the
Oh, and
regs
it's Hamilton.
as Hamilton
Lewis
wins the
Hamilton with
race.
win today.
So yeah, I'm not in favour. I'd like these regs to run for another couple of years, just continue the close racing, not have someone nail the regulations.
Okay, we take the flag.
As Ricardo has finished the race then, I don't know if that's a fast lap, I don't think it was, but we finished this one in P9. So what a race for Ricardo, home race, and he finishes P9. Lawson looks like he's going to come home 15th. We finally got past the Kick-Sauber to 15th. That's a great start to the season, with Daniel Ricciardo starting this opening race in 9th place, gains us 2 points. It took us, what, 16, 17 races last year to get points. We've nailed it the first race of the season. Lawson, I would say that's unlucky. Kept it clean, good clean race. Just got bogged down. I think the pace is there and he's going to come good and he's going to challenge Danny Rick this season. But all in all, that is a very good start to 2025 for us. That is the race results then in Australia. Lewis Hamilton on debut for Ferrari wins it then. Oscar Piastri was leading by quite a margin, so finishes second in the end. Bottas returns to Mercedes. He's on the podium in third. Lando Norris fourth. George Russell fifth. He took the fastest lap. Max Verstappen does go up 8 places in the end, so he started 14th, finishes 6th. Carlos Sainz, his teammate now Red Bull, finishes 7th. Fernando Alonso 8th. And Daniel Ricciardo, Team Lotus, start the season with a point, up 1 place, 9th place, 2 points, sorry, up 1 place, and we finished 9th. Daniel Ricciardo would have been 10th, but Charles stayed out too long and got a puncture. Our fastest lap run in the end, we were quite a way off, weren't we? 17.9, so we were 8 tenths off, so very far off getting that fastest lap. As I say, Liam Lawson finishes 15th, down 8, got pushed out by Verstappen, and then the first pit stop really cost him in the race, but got good pace, so pretty confident that he's going to do well for us this year. Drivers' Championship obviously going to be exactly the same as the race result. As say, George Russell just taking that extra point, so rather than 10, he's got 11. And then Constructors, after race 1, it's McLaren on top, 30 points. Ferrari and Mercedes both hit 26 points. Red Bull 4th, Aston Martin 5th, and Team Lotus start the season already in 6th place with 2 points. So as I say, that took us until Singapore to get as many points last year, so that's a great start for us. Ferrari were Constructors champions last year. Red Bull started second, finished second, but I think Red Bull still got pretty good pace, but it looks like it's going to be very tight between these top 4, and I think we'll be able to jump Aston Martin very soon, even maybe with the upgrades that come in the next race. Fastest pit stops, don't think we did anything there today. No, we've still got work to do on that, but we do need a sporting director to help on that front. But that is the start of 2025. So a very good race for us. Points in the first race. Liam Lawson shows promise as well. But Daniel Ricciardo continues his great form at the end of the season. And he gets us our first points of 2025. 2 points already. And things are looking very positive for us